Everyone is okay? Somebody?
It's fine.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, things I don't know, because I believe I'm doing good job. Yeah. 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 As I said, it's a little bit boring, but just bear with me. The first, maybe the day after tomorrow, we're gonna reach some Canvas API, like a draw something on the canvas, and then we can make it more fun. Even tomorrow, I think we can go jump to the Python things in Grasshopper and making some image processing. It's nothing special, but just like extract some particular color from out of the image and things like that. So bear with me, but that one is absolutely important. Needless to mention, this is important. And then if you have right foundation, as time goes by, it become more, just like a snowball effect. Okay, so I appreciate you guys' patience. Great, keep going. Yeah, data structure. Data structure. So as I said, we are data visualization specialists. We are dealing with data, right? So meaning that we need to understand data structure. Even not just understand data structure, we need to control the data structure, govern the data structure. Sometimes you need to create your own customized data structure, right? So now, what I want to try to say is that what is the generic or like a basic data structure that Python gives us? Yeah, so we need to understand this data structure first, and then on top of it, we can create our own sort of data structure, which is specialized for our visualization purpose. Okay, so now, as you know, we learn string, right? Now we know string is just like a array of characters. We can consider this is array, right? So now we are actually facing array here. Yeah. So array or list, just consider it's like a, let's say, the mailbox. Yeah. We have some small box, right? And then they have basically they concatenate each other. Yeah. So in this case, I have one big box, all right? And then I have the integer number, yeah, with comma. Comma means like they're like different, like a section inside of the array. So even one of the simplest way to declare that the array is like this. That's it. Yeah, maybe TypeScript or C++ or C# Java is a little bit different, but this is one of the simplest way. And then we can just put some number. Nothing special. Yeah. Oh, we faced a little bit different things. Previously we saw this one, right? Yeah. But now the text inside of this square bracket, right? Interesting. Yeah, let me excuse it. Yeah. So list A, so we expect printing every number, makes sense. And then, oh, this is also the other interesting things, but I can assume that, oh, this is the starting number and there's nothing, meaning that we can print it at the end of the list. Yeah. But if I put like 2, and maybe 1, for example, and then, oh, there's nothing. Oh, yeah. If I put 2, okay. Oh, because simply there's no number. Okay. So if I put number 1 and number 2, then 2. Maybe if I put number 3, we have a more number, right? If there is no thing, no number empty, and then we're gonna print everything after number 1 index. Yeah. Just play with it. Yeah, it's pretty fun actually. Yeah, and then the other interesting thing is that the hello. I have a question. How can I print H character? Yeah, in this case, because itself, this is a list, so we need to indexing. So this is the first one, right? So I need to put 0, and then also I need to put the 0. Can you follow me? Okay, let's print it. Why not? No. Yes, H. Yeah. So what is this? Yeah. How can I print number 1? This one. We call this is a 3-dimensional matrix, actually. 3-dimensional matrix. I mean, if you really want to become, I don't know, maybe after at the end of the day, some of you guys want to become like statistical analyst, the data scientist, whatever. They're dealing with a lot of data which has n number of dimensions. Yeah. So you guys need to get familiar with how to index, how to update the row and column and things like that. This is all about the controlling and the cooking the data structure things, as I mentioned, the data structure here. So in order to index this one, so this is the first dimension, right? And then the second dimension, the last dimension, number 1. And then I expect I'm going to print number 1. Come on, oh, that's good. Because these days I'm not used to Python a lot. I mostly use the other language. But some languages look like this, actually. You know, like 0, 0. It depends on the language syntax. Sorry. The Python follow this fashion. So I think this is really important to index particular data in your data structure, which is n number of dimension. Okay. Here, this is I think nothing special. As I said, string itself is an array, so we can use the index fashion, right? So in this case, we can just chop it. Yeah. Basically, we remove this 3 is 1, 2, 3. After that, I wanna print all of them because there's no number, right? If I have like a 5, then maybe we can see starting from 3 and 4, 5. That's it. Yeah, I mean this is a little bit confused for beginner, but I think it's a really straightforward things. Once you get familiar with. Nice. This is nothing special. So one thing which I mentioned in this block is that, as I said, you know, this is string, we can consider as a string, but what happened, we put this string inside of the loop, and then the Python is automatically interpolate, this is a string, meaning that this is the array. So I'm gonna give you like an individual character inside of the string, yeah. So this is the, I think you can get familiar with pretty soon once you start it. Like this. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, these are most important things, so we can go quickly a little bit. So here we have the list, because square bracket means list, right? And it has like some character, right? Let's say string, right? So in this case, we can use we can convert the list as a set, because the set supports sort. So in this case, you can print it this alphabetical order, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, blah, 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 blah. So in this case, like, just think about, you guys have a data about grocery shop, right? So we wanted to sort or rearrange based on the item, things like that. So we can also use this kind of sorting things, because, you know, the set sorted, this is an inbuilt function. Yeah, we need to take advantage of the inbuilt function, I think. Otherwise, you need to rebuild from scratch, which is no good. But the beauty of the Python is that, I guess, a lot of people use the Python, meaning that a lot of example, a lot of troubleshooting is already out there online. So anyhow, so this is the list. I dumped this list in the for loop, and then the for loops individually visit the item and then print them. That's it. Nothing special, huh? This is the length, as I said, -1, indicating the last number. Oops. Last number, in this case 9. If I do like a -2, then you're gonna print 8. Okay. Do you know why the error is occurs? This is maybe a side effect or a good effect of the Jupyter Notebook environment. But as I said, I'm keep executing this block and block and block, right? But I'm never execute this block. So meaning that my list is not exist in the memory. However, this line try to access the my list, but there's no information in the memory side. So that's why we need to execute this first, and then keep going by pressing Shift Enter. Yeah. And also, this is the other way of describing as a side effect is that because all the variable you declare before, they are always live in memory in some way. Yeah. So sometimes we can you unintentionally override or unintentionally tweak the data, so which is actually no good. But I mean, this is one of the drawback that I don't want like use Python for the heavy work. I mean, particularly developing the product. Okay, so we can keep going. Yeah, append. Append is your best friend in terms of dealing with the array. As I said, there's two ways of the append, the insert data in the list. Yeah, one way is that when you create the list, you can explicitly mention there's a number. This is your data. Yeah. Otherwise, the other way around is you can just create a empty array. Yeah. And then, I don't know, whatever for loop or if statement, if the condition is met, then we want to append it. The data. The data is just like a nicknames. So for example, but you got my point, right? Yeah. So in this case, what I'm doing is I already created sort of empty list first. And then a 10 times loop, while loop, I multiply the 10 against the index number, then print the result like this. So think about it. We have a 10 megabyte CSV file. Yeah, we want to visualize. Maybe it takes a lot of time, at least to load the data, right? So in this case, we can actually load data and then filter out some necessary data, or like in the machine learning side or statistical learning side, they call like a dimension reduction or feature reduction, whatever. Yeah. And then we can create a new set of the filter out data. And then that one is actually the data we want to dealing with on the fly, on the real time, on the whatever, on the application. Yeah. So in this case, we can create a simple list and then append some like a filter out the data. Great. This is sort of the way of the index. And you know what? This is actually really bad as a software engineer because my list has multiple different types of data, which is actually really become problem in a long run. But on the other side, which is really convenient, let's say, yeah. So, but in this blog, what I'm trying to say is that the list is a little bit flexible to contain different types of data at once. But in this case, we can actually append one more sort of a conditional statement. If the data is this one and do this, and the other one do this. So one statement needs to be installed in the execution, I guess. Anyhow, so we can, this is very smart things, This is my list, we can literally print it, right? And then the insert, first number, second number, right? Yeah. You know what? Actually, I can predict. Yeah. The first one is gonna be index, I guess. The second one is the number. So what if I do like, let's say 3 and 4 and 100? You can see how it works. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. After 4, we append 100. Yeah. We can predict it. Otherwise, what you guys need to do? Go to documentation. Just Google it. There's a very well extensive documentation, so we can take advantage of it. And then also the remove feature, the function. So it has a parenthesis and then some string data. So we can predict, right? Yeah, this function is actually find the same information and then remove it. Yeah, because there's no like a digital, for example. Yeah. So you are become like engineer, software engineer, or visualization specialist engineer. Yeah. So just get familiar with how the computer talk, how we ask computer works. Yeah. This is all about the programming. So we have a pop. Yeah. Pop means like let's say in this case, pop. We have an array. 0 index to all the way up and number of the array. The pop means that the last array gonna be evaporate, just remove. This is pop. I don't know whether there has a shift function, but in TypeScript or JavaScript that we wanna learn day after tomorrow, there has a shift function. The array is like a little bit like a shift one by one. I mean, this is all about the controlling and modify the data structure. So I'm keep gonna emphasize the importance of the data structure because visualization is all about understanding data structure, in fact. We have a pop here, and then reverse. Yeah, we can predict. Reverse is just like a literally reverse, the list here. And then sort and reverse, and these are some other feature. So, yeah. And then dictionary.